Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Silver markets are becoming more speculative as time goes on, and this is bad news for silver. This directly shows the results of the gold to silver ratio being so extremely high. I mean, silver has industrial, fundamental, technological, and medical uses in the everyday world. So you would think that the intrinsic value that silver has to offer in the everyday world would bring the gold to silver ratio to somewhat equal or normalized levels. But gold has been taking off, outperforming silver by dramatic means. Now, what this means is that people do not see silver as a serious investment. And this is the speculative point of view that comes into play, because if new money was to come into silver and gold, I think the gold to silver ratio would be more equal. But since gold is looked at the safe haven investment and silver is deemed off or written off, the ratio is almost 100 to 1 right now, meaning it takes 100 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. Now, why does silver speculation exist? Things like COVID-19, things like the Hong Kong protests or US-China trade wars or the 2020 presidential election, these things are speculative. They run off of fear and emotion. And the emotional part is really what kills silver, because if silver was looked at from its true purpose, from a real use, from supply and demand determining the price, I don't think we would see 100, the ratio being 100 to 1. I don't think we would see gold outperforming silver, because gold really doesn't do anything more than silver does. Actually, silver performs better than gold. Silver is more widely needed in the everyday world than gold, and it's not much more common than gold is. Silver is not much more common than gold is. People say that gold is the almighty metal and it's royal, but actually it comes out of the ground roughly 8 to 1, and it's actually lower than that. It's actually much lower than that, because we've been digging up a lot of gold out of the ground. So the ratio is actually probably around 4 or 5 to 1 right now, but the ratio is 100 to 1. Now, the interest rates being cut, or how Federal Reserve and central banks have to basically put a cushion in the economy because of what COVID-19 has done, that also wreaked a lot of panic, and it came full circle, because yes, that helps stabilize environments, but then people realize the extent of what's happening and how dangerous things could be, especially since there's that unknown variable. The unknown, the fear of the unknown. We don't know how much worse things are going to get. We don't know how much more the virus is going to spread. They ruled it off that it cannot be contained, that now it's basically up to how it happens. There's no containment. They cannot contain it. That's dangerous. That's dangerous news, because these markets run off of speculation. I have never seen silver run off of speculation to such an alarming degree, because usually silver has some fundamental value. So if there's a rumor, lie, or myth that was thrown at it, like stock market volatility, or saying that silver is a scam or Bitcoin's a scam, it has some backbone, because people no longer can control the price off of their emotions, off of what they speculate. See, because silver's an intrinsic value, because it's used so widely in the industrial world, in industrial demand and technology, you would think that it has some stability against these things. And we saw a little bit of it once stock markets, were setting record-breaking highs. You know, we saw gold and silver still standing its ground, which showed that there is some backbone there. But then you have something the opposite, like COVID-19, which can destroy prices simply from just fear and panic. So yes, gold and silver is a safe haven metal, but it doesn't always go towards the upwards, the positive. It sometimes can turn negative. It comes around full circle. Now, we've seen banks like JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, the Dutch bank, which were spoofing, placing false buy orders on these exchanges, which is highly illegal. 3 of their employees got prison time sent for it. It's a punishable crime. And that was the start of it. because actually it's been going on for much longer than just this recent case. We actually, in the 30s, FDR changed the gold to silver ratio from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1. And even before that, in biblical times, we saw Egyptians, they changed the ratio from 1 part silver equals 1 part gold, meaning the ratio was 1 to 1, to then 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. So early as can be, we've seen manipulation come and screw and twist silver's value. And that's a speculative standpoint, because there's no reason that silver should be any more or any less valuable than gold. I mean, silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. Gold is used more for coinage, more for bars, more for jewelry, for necklaces, earrings. Silver is more for the technology that we really need. So for silver to be 100 times less valuable than gold is absolutely incredible, and it's dangerous. And that shows you really where the speculation can take the markets. See, not only just from an ETF standpoint, not only just from a physical standpoint, but from an investor standpoint. If you're looking at a metal that is used more for jewelry and is, it's at somewhat of a natural price range, setting 7-year record-breaking highs right now. And then you're a new investor, and you see silver, which hasn't done anything, and you don't even know about, all the uses that silver has, because you're just not they shut it down. They don't really talk about it. You would go towards gold. And that's what's happening. A lot of the new money is headed into gold, but not silver, especially looking at gold's outperforming silver. Why would you invest into the metal that's not performing? But the thing they lack is the knowledge on how much potential silver really has. How much potential silver really has. Speculation can only run for so long. The end all see all is supply and demand. Supply and demand. Low supply, high demand shoots the price up. And I don't think that we can keep things afloat for too much longer, because it's all false. Silver supply cannot reach the demand. The demand for silver is rising every single year. I've shown analytical, statistical standpoints from it, information sharing how much percent each year silver demand goes up, and I've shown also on the other side of the coin, no pun intended, how the supply is going down, how it's going down. And this isn't a theory. This isn't speculation. This is real stuff. For the last 5 or 6 years, Mexico, Peru, Chile, Australia, China have been cutting back silver production, especially from COVID-19. Think about the economic slowdown this is going to cause on production for precious metals. And if precious metals is the safe haven alternative, then look at that. Let's look at that. So you need a metal that's safe haven alternative. That's where people want to store their money, their wealth, in times of fear, right? So gold and silver is the answer. But then, in the same time, what's causing the fear is slowing down the production of gold and silver. So supply and demand, once again, is the end-all, see-all. Speculation can run right now, maybe for a couple weeks, a couple months, but I don't see it lasting too much longer. The ratios are going to expose themselves. Silver will not be able to stay hidden or stay undervalued for too much longer. So let's just sit for that. Let's sit with that for a second. Silver will not be able to sit undervalued for too much longer. Anytime the ratio has gone this high, has gone above this 100 to 1 level, it's drastically changed. Silver outperforms gold dramatically, and that's what we're going to see happen sooner than later. It's just waiting. Are you patient enough to wait, or are you going to hop on the gold train and then get bite the dust, when in times when all along you knew what the right opportunity was, what the right answer is? So anyways, I just wanted to throw this out there, because speculation can destroy markets. It's very dangerous for many reasons that I mentioned in this video. Speculation is not what silver and gold are based off of. That's more for stocks. That's more for other investments. Silver and gold have real value, have real opportunity, have real fundamental uses. So I don't see speculation sitting too pretty with these metals, especially when times are so severe as right now. especially with the 2020 presidential election coming up and everything that's thrown silver's way. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I do post daily videos. I'm curious what you think about this. Do you think that silver is gaining speculation, and do you think that's going to hurt the markets, or could it come full circle and actually help benefit the markets? Love to hear what you have to say about this. It's been on my mind today, so I wanted to make a video about it. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.